Hey all, welcome. Hope you're all doing good. So this is the tutorial in which we are going to create a simple app where you'll be having a text box and a button inside the window, and the features of this app will be whenever you can write your message in the text box by just clicking on the button. That text that have been entered in the text box will be shown inside the message box. Let's say I'm going to write my name is James in the text box, and like I'm clicking on the button. So what will happen, a message box will be popping up along with that message, which is my name is James. So let's go ahead and create that. So in the last tutorial, we have used this code to create the button and the window. So I'm going to add just the message box and the text box and the process for that, which is the input and output. Let's go ahead and create this one. The first thing which I'm requiring is like I need a queue action, which is I'm going to import queue action. Here we go. I have imported the queue action from PyQt5 widget, followed by I need a queue line edit in order to edit the text box and write our message, followed by I need a queue message box where the message will be displayed. So here we go. We need to import that. So we have imported the required thing. Now we have already defined the title, left, top, width and height. So this has already been defined, that is window title and followed by self.geometry. So here what we are going to do is we are going to create a text box. So let's go ahead and create the text box, which is by first we will use the self keyword. Along with that we are going to use the text box self.text box equals to what we are going to do. We are going to use the queue line edit which we have imported. Here we go, it's popping up. So we are going to use the queue line edit, and inside the parentheses we are going to use the self keyword. Here we go. We have created a text box like variable inside the by using the self keyword, and inside that we have used queue line edit. And the next thing what we are going to do, just like we did in button, we are also going to use the move part, which is by using self dot text box, which is this one where we have created dot move. So inside the move, let's provide some value which is 20 comma 80. Here we go. We did that. So the next thing what we are going to do is we are going to use the resize. Like whenever I'm going to maximize, the text box should also be maximized or minimized based on the requirement of ours. And I'm going to use the self.textbox.resize, and inside the colon I'm going to provide 280 comma 40. Here we go, we did that. Now as we have created the text box with the three things, which is self.textbox and move and resize, now we are going to alter some things in the button part as the in order to perform the operation. So we are going to use first the self keyword, which is self.button, and let's give some other name for this button, which I would provide show text. Like a button will be created along with the show text of it as a caption for the button. So here we go, self.button has been created. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use self.button.move, and let's change the value to 20. Not I don't need to have 100 comma 70. I'll get a smaller one, which is 20 comma 80. So here also we'll use the self keyword. Okay, this is not required actually, as we are creating a simple one. So I'm going to remove this self.button.self tool set tooltip, which is this is an example button. So I'm going to remove that. Here we go. Just the three things are required. Two things are required. So self dot button and self dot button dot move, which we did it for self dot text box dot move. Now what I'm going to do, this is one statement which is remaining. So the next step what we are going to do is we are going to connect the button to function onClick, which is this. So we don't need to write the separate code. We'll use this code, and just by using self dot button dot click dot connect, I have just used the self keyword to connect this button to function onClick. So here we go. We did that. So in the onClick part, as in the last tutorial, what happened is like a message was shown which whenever I'm clicking on the button, which is PyQt5 button clicked. So here we are going to change this to make sure that whatever we are writing on the text box, that should be prompted on the message box. So in order to do that, first thing what we are going to do is we are going to create a variable called text box value, and inside this we are going to set the text box, which is by using self dot text box dot text. Here we go. We have used the self dot text box, which is this one, dot text. Here we go. We have set that text box value, and now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to use the queue message box which we have imported. Here we go. It is showing it as here we go. We have used the queue message box which we have imported, and by using that, what we are going to do, we are going to use the dot operator, and we are going to use the question method, which is queue. Here we go. It's popping up. So we have used the queue message box which we have imported. Following with that, we have used the question method, and inside the parentheses we are going to first use the self keyword, followed by, let's say I'm going to provide the caption as message, and I'm going to provide inside the double quotes, which is you have typed. This will be popped up in the message box, so I'm going to write you typed. Here we go. So I have provided the you typed, and the message should be shown, right? So I'm going to add on the plus text box value, which is this one. So we have set the self dot text box text, right? So this one will be provided. You typed the text box value. So the next thing what we are going to do is like we are going to make sure that queue message box work. So in order to do that, we are going to again use the queue message box and provide dot okay. This will make sure that queue message box is there. So queue again, I'm going to provide, let's provide it two times, which is queue message box dot okay. Here we go. We have provided the queue message box, and so after doing this, what we are going to do, we are going to set the self dot text box. Here we go. The text box self dot text box is there. So dot, we are going to set the text, and inside that let's keep it blank. Here we go. I would like to explain what we did over here. So in this onClick method, we have changed certain things, which is we have created the text box value variable. Inside that we have used those like self dot text box dot text, which is the text value that needs to be displayed. So and after that we need a message box to display the text, right? So we have used the queue message box, which we have imported from Qt5 widgets. So we have imported that, and like we have used the self keyword and provided the message like and you typed, which is for example, if I'm writing down the text and clicking on the button, so what will happen, caption with you typed along with the message that you are writing in will be showed. We'll discuss this while running the program. So after that, we have like use plus text box value, which is indicating our message that we have typed, and followed by we have provided QMessageBox.ok and QMessageBox.ok two times to make sure that QMessageBox is popping up. And lastly, we have also used the text box or dot set text to make sure the message is like set. Here we go. We have provided the code. Let's go ahead and run the program. Now we are going to run the program. Here we go. We are going to run the program. Here we go. The output is displayed. So here we go. As you can see, the output is displayed with PyQt5 text box as the like our header part, and let's write the message. My name is James, or let's say hello PyQt, welcome to PyQt program. I'm going to write this. Here we go. So let's click on this button and view our message. Here we go. As you can see, you typed welcome to PyQt program is shown. So I'd like to discuss what happened over here. So this window is created, which is maximizing and like minimizing and maximizing. So the text box which we created is coming from over here, which is the, where is it? Here we go. So the text box is coming from here by taking the value from here, which is the text box value, and plus text box value. So as you can see, and the text box is set, and along with that the message box is coming when I'm writing down the when I'm using the editor, welcome to PyQt, and clicking on the text button. So as you can see, message box is coming in with you typed shown over here, which we use, and the message as the header for the Q message box. As you can see, the message is here, and you typed has been taken along with the text box value, which is the plus text box value. Why we used it to as text box dot text, and we have set the text. So welcome to PyQt is shown along with the OK button, which is QMessageBox.OK. So OK button is there. So here we go. I'm just clicking on OK. So it's going on. Here we go. So this is the program, and along with that I would like to discuss one more thing. So the button we created, which is the Q push button, is coming from there, which is show text. So this is that, and the header is PyQt5 text box is coming in the window part, which is this one, PyQt5 text box. So this is how we created the program. We created the window, we created the text box, the second step, and we created the button, and inside the PyQt slot we set the program, which is setting the text box dot text and the value, and also like we use the message box to display the message by clicking on the button of show text. So I hope you like the program, and that's it for today. Thank you for joining. We'll see you in next tutorials with more programs and applications. Bye guys.